Alistair, in a recent article out of the US, it was suggested that silver could possibly join gold as a monetary metal again. Do you believe this could happen, in particular with Eastern Bloc central bank interest in silver, or will it more likely stay in the 50 to 60 to 1 gold to silver ratio range where it's averaged over the past 50 years? Your thoughts on this?
When it comes to silver being a monetary asset, there are two approaches to this. The one is that silver is exchanged for credit, let us say at an issuing house, whether this is a central bank or whatever. Usually, obviously, central banks haven't accumulated silver. They have accumulated gold and continue to do so. So silver doesn't seem to have a role there. In the past, when there has been a bimetallic standard, in other words, when particularly England tried to run a silver and a gold standard alongside each other, and this was at the time of Sir Isaac Newton, you had great problems because to have a fixed relationship between them, say, 14.5 ounces of silver for 1 ounce of gold, I mean, inevitably, you would end up with arbitrage situations where if silver was demanded somewhere else, there would be run on your silver. If gold was demanded somewhere else, there would be run on your gold. So the bimetallic standards proved in practice too difficult to operate. What happened in England, and I think this is probably how, when we get back to some sort of proper monetary standard, what happened in England is that silver was legal tender for up to 40 shillings. Now, 40 shillings, old shillings, was worth £2. £2 was worth 1 sovereign. So you have 1 sovereign. Now, today, a sovereign is £600. So silver becomes exchangeable at current values if this was brought back in. And indeed, legally, I think it's probably still the situation. That then becomes worth £1,200, which in terms of Aussie dollars is what, $2,400. So you can see that as the smaller unit, if you like, silver certainly will have a role. And this is why in the past we have had silver coins. It's also the reason we've had copper coins. Yeah. So I think we ought to look at silver coming back, possibly along with copper, as a monetary asset, but subsidiary to gold and for smaller quantities. And where that leaves us now, I think, is that silver has absolutely nothing in the price for this quality. I would expect to see, as the fiat currency situation deteriorates, I would expect to see the gold to silver ratio falling from the current level, which is what, 92, 93, down through 50. And I think it could go even lower. I don't see it going back under 20. But what this does mean is that for people who want to speculate against fiat currency values, or indeed those who feel that gold has already risen beyond their reach, the people who don't actually understand what's happening, you can maybe turbocharge your way into owning some monetary metal by buying silver with a view to swapping it into gold once that ratio drops. So that, I think, is in a nutshell, is how I would view silver at the moment.
Right. Yeah, it is interesting. I mean, and I have mentioned this before, but I have been using silver as a medium of exchange for goods and services now for around 5 years with different suppliers in the state of South Australia. And they have been very receptive. So no, it's interesting moving forward. And Florida, of course, is looking at introducing gold. A bill has been passed to introduce or reintroduce gold and silver as a monetary metal, or a legal tender. So interesting times ahead.